And welcome back to Who Would Win. We're not out of August, but we're out of August pretty much. Today and tomorrow you'll get a Who Would Win, and Friday because that's part of the normal schedule. But this one goes through some Sabo Fire Fist King. I haven't known one of his in God knows forever. We'll ask the question, who'll win the fight, Orochimaru or Lobo? And for me, this is kind of a non-starter fight, but let's get into it real quick. Orochimaru, one of the Sannin, is, well, by Boruto time in the frame, he's probably well beyond his 50s at that point. He's got to be in his 60s. But because of Orochimaru's possession technique, he always is able to stay in younger bodies. He is a supremely strong ninja, capable of using all 5 elements to the best of our knowledge. He wields the, well, they call it the grass longsword in the dub, but I can't remember exactly what its real name is. It's a very strong blade, capable of, extending itself God knows how long. Orochimaru is very well versed in things like genjutsu, using his killing intent to try to intimidate his foe. He's a skilled fighter, has had decades on the battlefield. He's got many different unique abilities, many of them tied to being snake-like, capable of basically restoring his body, regenerating using the shedding skin technique. He can turn his body into a snake and move fast for certain points in the fight. He has a striking shadow snake. He can summon giant snakes. Orochimaru is also a scientist, having done many experiments, not just on others, but on himself as well. He is ultimately and I'm sugarcoating a lot of his abilities, frankly. Now, his eyes imply he might have access to Sage transformation or Sage mode, but he actually had those markings even when he was a kid. We do know he has knowledge about Sage chakra, though, natural chakra, as that was the whole point with Mitsuki, was to get him to access the Sage transformation. Orochimaru is also just a capable hand-to-hand fighter as well. He's a master martial artist. Can take a good punch, too. But one of the techniques that he is frighteningly most well known for is the Edo Tensei, which isn't even a technique he invented. It's just a technique he stole, pretty much, or learned, where he can basically resurrect the dead as long as he has sacrifices. Orochimaru is more than capable of going toe-to-toe with some of the strongest ninja within the Naruto-verse. But still, he's not. But he fully acknowledged that both Sasuke and Naruto were stronger than he was. Like, he didn't bother trying to mess with him after a while. It's just like, I can't do anything against you guys. So let's work out a little, peace treaty thing here. And they worked out. I can't remember what kind of deal they actually worked out, but they worked out a deal. Now, I'm sugarcoating over Orochimaru's abilities a little bit, but there's a big reason for that. Is that Lobo being a... oh, crap. Lobo. One second. I gotta remember the name of his species. Let's see. He is a place of origin. Zarnian. He's a Zarnian. That's it. Yeah, Lobo is a Zarnian. As such, his regeneration is completely nigh messed up. It is really just. It doesn't make sense how good this guy's regeneration is. This guy is capable of regenerating lost limbs, completely blown out organs, surviving decapitation. He can literally regenerate from a pool of his own blood. He has strength on par with someone like Superman, durability even before the regeneration to tank massive explosions, massive supernova level explosions. The dude's is a super genius, knowing I think it's over 17,000 languages or something like that. He's a super genius. He is a weapons expert, using whatever he has on call, including the Hellhog, which can move at light speeds. But again, it's that damn regeneration where he can literally generate from, just a drop of blood. And even if you were to get rid of his body, he is banned from heaven or hell. He's literally banned from the afterlife. Now, that doesn't mean his soul can't be targeted. Like we saw in the Ghost Rider versus Lobo death battle. That's really what kind of, was one of the big reasons Ghost Rider was able to win, is because he could actually target Lobo's soul. And I love Lobo. Don't get me wrong, the main man. Who doesn't love the main man? If you ever get a chance, if you haven't watched it, watch the Paramilitary Christmas Special, the Lobo Paramilitary Christmas Special. It's a short fan film, but oh my god, it is funny as hell. It is based on an actual comic, too, I think, of the same name, where the Easter Bunny basically puts a hit out on Santa, and Lobo basically is hired to take care of it. But yeah, the biggest problem we have for Orochimaru here is that, let's hypothetically say he could even put Lobo in a Genjutsu, and I don't even think he could do that, because Lobo is, as he puts it, so ornery. He can literally, his willpower is so strong, he can literally phase through Green Lantern constructs. You know, those things literally made of willpower. He can just walk right through those things. So I don't even think Genjutsu would really work. You can't poison this guy. The best you can hope for is to basically just either annihilate his soul, or just annihilate his body, so his soul has to find like a new host to grow out of. And by that point, you've won the fight, sure. But that still leaves the problem of having enough firepower to do that. And Orochimaru does not. I don't think there's really anyone, save maybe Naruto, with Kurama, mind you. Naruto, or maybe an Otsutsuki, who you could make an argument Madara, but maybe only with like the 6 paths Madara. It has to be someone with like 6 path level of power to even hold a remote chance of dealing enough damage to actually vaporize Lobo for good. Because even planetary level like destruction isn't enough to put this guy down. It's not. He survived that kind of stuff. And Orochimaru does not have, quite that level of power. He's strong, sure, but his sword doesn't matter. His Genjutsu, frankly, wouldn't matter. Lobo's will is far too strong. His defense, like the triple Rashomon, which is the 3 giant gates, Lobo could easily tear through them. Again, he's got strength on par with Superman. He's a master in hand-to-hand combat as well, and he can survive in the vacuum of space. If he really wants to, he can basically just punch Orochimaru straight into orbit, follow him out there, and just let him pop. Just let him break in the atmosphere, or, somehow bring him out there and just let him suffocate to death. Orochimaru, sadly, is just completely outclassed in this fight. He really doesn't bring anything to the table that could put Lobo down, sadly. The best he could hope for is maybe like some sort of paralytic, and even that would be temporary. But I guess that would mean he, technically wins the bout. Doesn't really win the fight, because Lobo will just be like, shrug it off eventually, and then come looking for Orochimaru. So, yeah, that even doesn't really count towards a win. So there really isn't, in my opinion, anything Orochimaru brings to the table that can do any long-lasting damage to Lobo. But that is just my opinion, however. What do you think, ultimately? Put in the comments below and let me know. My money's obviously on the main man. Do you got the main man, or do you got the pedo snake? Let me know in the comments below. But thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. Like, comment, share, subscribe. As always, if you want us to review something, put in the comments below. Let us know. We'll do a review of it at some point. Hit that bell if you want to be notified. Thanks for watching. I'll see you folks later.